Good morning. Today we're going to be riding down Fifth Avenue from the Metropolitan Museum of Art at 81st Street down to the Flatiron building at 23rd Street, straight down Fifth Avenue. So I'm going to start up the bike and we're going to get going. Thank you. That happens all the time. It's a very chilly day today. It's cold enough that I really shouldn't be riding with these gloves. But I can make it a few miles. So there's the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the grand entrance. And here we are on Fifth Avenue, facing south down toward the city. That is a chilly breeze. Central Park on our right. The bottom of Central Park. You can see it's mostly yellow cabs running down this stretch of Fifth Avenue. With the school bus and the occasional private car, but overwhelmingly it's taxis. It's a French flag, an EU flag. I wonder what that is up there. No matter the weather, the dogs have to be walked. I guess it's worth it for the companionship. I'm guessing that is it's the French consulate. That explains the French flag. This part of town, the Upper East Side, is where all the classy consulates are. I have brought a pair of thicker gloves, but they don't really bend right or give you the feel that you want for the throttle and the clutch, so I don't like riding in them. 66th Street. We're heading down toward the bottom of the park. There's the towers in apartment buildings and hotels in Central Park South. You see there. I have a little trouble on this bike finding neutral. Sometimes it sticks in second gear and won't be kicked any lower. And I found that if I rev the engine just a little bit, I can kick it down, but it's annoying, and I don't think I'm the only Royal Enfield owner who finds the shifting a little tricky. I've never actually been stuck in a gear I don't want to be in, but sometimes it takes a little doing to get where I want to be. Try to get out from behind the school bus. There's another Vespa. A lot of Vespas and Stellas and buddy scooters here in New York. And increasingly we're seeing Chinese Kimco scooters and others. I mean, some of these others are actually made in China, but I mean Chinese branded. And the Stella, of course, the 4-stroke, I think, is made in India. So there's the Apple store at 59th Street, that glass cube. It's down in the basement. And here we are in the glamorous shopping district of Fifth Avenue, New York City. Bergdorf's, and there's a Trump Tower. Down at 56th Street here. Let's keep moving, folks. The gearing of this thing was a little annoying in really heavy traffic. First gear, second, and now I'm back down in first again. I don't like being too tricky in my movements. You want to be very predictable when you're riding around taxis in the city. Although cab drivers are actually quite good at anticipating what you're going to do and, for the most part, telegraphing their moves. I'd rather ride with taxis than ordinary suburban drivers. But down at 51st Street, on the left there, St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is undergoing restoration. And on the right, the very edge of Rockefeller Center. I'll peek down there as we go by the plaza, and you may be able to see a little bit. There you go. First gear, second gear. Just a little more congested than I prefer riding. But we're making fairly good time. The signals are timed. Grand Central Station is just off to our left, down there. And we're coming up on 42nd Street. Times Square is down a couple blocks to the right. We're not going to go down there. That's for another ride. And once I clear this intersection, you can see on the right the New York Public Library. With the two lions, stone lions, guarding the steps. There we go. So we've made it 2/3 of the way. from 81st Street. We're down at 40th Street now, and another 20 blocks or so, and we'll be at the end of the ride. Here we go. There you go. Scooter going the wrong way. That's New York City. If I'm going to ride on the outside, in the outside lane on a one-way street, I prefer the left. That's a habit that I picked up as a bicyclist because most of the separated bike paths on the avenues here are on the left side. And I've actually done this route on a bicycle as many times as I've done it on a motorbike. 34th Street. My hands are cold enough that I may have to buy some emergency gloves just to get home. Or maybe if it comes up 3 or 4 degrees, I'll be alright. But it's in the 20s now, which I wasn't banking on. I was expecting a day above freezing. And I'll make it to the end. Down there you can see straight ahead and just a little off to the left the Flatiron building, which is where we're riding to today. And in the far distance, I don't know how the camera picks it up, is the World Trade Center tower under construction, you can see. Trapped behind a little congestion. Well, the rule in New York is as long as you're moving, you're doing it right. Con Ed construction squeeze, that's what's happening here. Oh, and they're on the left of Museum of Sex, which I'd forgotten about. There it is right in front of us, the end of the ride. One of the oldest skyscrapers in the world. Doesn't look so tall now, but it certainly was when it was built. Thanks for riding along, and I'll talk to you again soon.